How to write a listicle article in YACSS. Hey guys, this is Jesper from YACSS, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use the new Listicle Builder in YACSS. So first of all, what is a listicle article? A listicle article is a special type of comparison article where you have a number of similar brands that all offer the same service or product. And you then review all of these brands, and preferably you place your own brand on top as the preferred brand for the service. And you then publish this listicle article on a high authority domain, and you do that over and over again. And the reason that you actually want to do this is because we know that the LLMs and Google AI Overview, they really like this type of structured content because it's seemingly very easy for them to understand when you compare all of these brands in this structured manner with the list. So let's just get started. You click on Listicle Builder in the left side here. Let me walk you through the entire process. It's very easy. You start out by selecting your design. I will select this one here. Language set to English. OpenAI or OpenRouter as the AI model. I will just leave it at OpenAI, but you can select OpenRouter and select any of the models here. You can even select random, and then it will randomly select a new LLM each time that we execute a prompt in the backend. But let me just leave it at OpenAI. Brand information. My brand name is SchemaWriter.ai. Brand URL, SchemaWriter.ai. So keyword, topic, target, keyword. So this is the topic of the actual article. And the article will be written in the form of best of or best then product or service name. And in the case of SchemaWriter, it could actually be best schema generator software. Competition settings. Here you can choose between real competitors or placeholder competitors. If you choose real competitors, we will use Google search and API to find a number of competing companies that actually supply this type of software, in the case of me, or this type of service or products, whatever it is that you choose to enter here. If you select placeholder competitors, which I often do, then the AI will produce a series of fake competitor names. They look real, but they are fake. And then it will review these fake companies as if they were actual companies supplying this type of software or service. And the reason you want to do this sometimes is because the way that I use this Listicle Builder is I post a number of listicle articles on my own domains. It could be Primeindexer, YACSS, and jespernielsen.com, where I'm reviewing some software, for example, Primeindexer. And in the case of my own domains, I would use real competitors. In the case of backlinks to these listicles, I will then use cloud links, and I will then use placeholder competitors, because I don't want to publish 20 cloud links with actual competitor names, because this will boost their brand names. Even though that we don't link out to these competitor companies, just the sheer mention of these competition platform, competition websites will boost their entity in the eyes of Google and the other AIs. And we don't want that, because the idea behind producing a listicle article in the first place is to promote your brand, not the competition, right? So that's the use case for placeholder competitors. So let me show placeholder competitors so you can see what it looks like. Items per listicle, I will choose 10. Tone of voice, I will use authoritative, and I'll be number 1. And additional outgoing links, I will place SchemaWriter. I will use the YouTube channel here, and then I will use this here, copy the ID for the YouTube video, good, and place it here because it will then be embedded in the article. image settings, you can select between all of the models that replicate offer. I will select Black Forest, and I will include featured image and 1 image per item. Logo, let me just click and insert schema logo here. And let's click generate. So now it is generating, and let's pause. So now it's done. And so I clicked into my website here, and let me click view so I can see what it looks like. It actually looks quite awesome. So you can see here top schema generator software of 2026, and short introduction, and then the review of Schema Writer and pros and cons, and then we have some competition here, Schema Craft, and then Logic Forge, Structura Pro, and so on and so forth. So because I did select the fake competition names, none of these are actual none of these are actual brands. They look real, but they are not real. So that's just, I think it's just funny that it's actually good content if you read it. But yeah, now that it's done, before I publish, I can and will click edit content, and then I can select then I can edit the SEO features of this article. So meta title will be best schema generator software 2026, and should you best, and then top, I think I'll select it to be best, and then you can add and or delete these pros and cons, and you can edit them if you don't like what it is, and you can also remove these images here. So everything can be edited, and of course you want a link to Schema Writer. Let's just click Save Changes. Did I save? Yeah. Preview. Yeah, so there's a link here to Schema Writer. So yeah, that's done. Let's try to upload it. Hold on. Let's go back again. My websites. Upload to clouds. Let's try to upload it to Amazon. So Denmark Amazon. Probably have some Schema Writer here. Where was it? There. Best schema generator software. Great. And let me click upload. So now it's uploading, and let me open Primeindexer. Oh, hold on. Now, is it done? Let's just check here. Yeah, so now it's uploaded. Let's send it to Primeindexer. I don't remember if I added my API key. Let's actually see. Schema 111 and submit to indexer. Yeah, I thought I did not add my API key, so I don't know why I did not do that. That's a little bit too lazy from my part. Good. Save project. And now it has been added, and I can click refresh. So once I added it to Primeindexer, it will be indexed in 2 to 3 minutes. Of course, you know that if you've been using Primeindexer, it is indexing fast. There is, of course, no guarantee. So the way that I handle these listicles is that I publish between 10 to 20 listicles on any particular keyword that I'm going after. So number one in this case is Amazon. Number two could be Microsoft Azure. Number three could be Google Cloud. I can just take them one by one. And then I'm sending all of the URLs to the indexing service, Primeindexer, at the end. If you want to reuse or clone or regenerate this listicle here, you can simply click clone and then click generate doot, and then it's generating a new version of this listicle. So that's extremely easy. Let's click refresh. Let me just click pause here. All right, so now the URL actually has been indexed. Let's just check here. Where was it here? Let's open it again. So let's check here, just to see if it's indexed. Yeah, it's indexed. So let's take a look here. Search for this. Best schema generator software of 2026. Of course, this is super duper specific, so I yeah, so it is here. So of course I expect it to be ranking for this super specific keyword. Schema writer, of course, ranking number 1 because schema writer is mentioned. But it's just to show you that they index fast. It took me 3 minutes perhaps to index. And let's see here. Yeah, so what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for if the cloud site is mentioned in the AI overview, and doesn't seem to be. No, it's not mentioned as a source. But anyway, let's search again. Yeah, here it is. So the thing is, if I search for best schema generator software 2026, of course the cloud site will not be ranking on page 1, because this keyword is an actual competitive keyword, because I'm not the only one producing schema generation software. But when you publish enough of these listicles, you will start to see your brand appear on page 1, and you will start to rank higher for your keywords. Let's see here, best Google indexing tool, for example. Best Google indexing tool now is set to be Primeindexer, and that's not me saying it, that's actually Google saying it to me. Of course, the reason that Google is saying it to me, because I published here on Reddit, I published here on SEO Denmark, I published here on Schema Writer, on YACSS, and so on and so forth. So, and also on Jesper Nielsen SEO. So all of these sites, for example, all of these listicles here, and let's check this one, are written like a listicle. And let's check this one. And you can see here, this is written with YACSS, and then I just connect it to WordPress, YACSS to WordPress. So if you publish enough of these listicles, you will start to see your brand is ranking. And for me, it doesn't matter if Primeindexer is ranking on page 1 or it's any of these sites ranking on page 1, because this is me, 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 and so on and so forth. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I think that you got some good ideas to what you can use this for. Take care.